It's just leading.
It's your boy D.
I'm sorry. You are tuning in a homeroom with Smooth. Class is now in session.
All right, y'all. So who I got with me calling in, you know what I'm saying? It's the CelebriD podcast, all right? The queen of accountability. How you doing, Daphne?
I'm doing good.
That's good. That's good. That's good to hear. That's good to hear, man. It's been quite a ride these last couple months. Quite a ride.
Yes. Yes, it has. Yeah. No, last 4 months.
Or well, I mean, a couple. I didn't mean to. Okay, I get you. I get you. Because I wanted to say, like, didn't it start in September? Like,
Yep.
man, that's so crazy. Like, I've never seen something drag out this long for something that should have been that simple.
True, but they had to lift up every rock and make sure that everything stuck because they were working with the IRS too. So there's a lot of logistics behind it on how they have to move when it's financial crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So yep, that's why it took so long. And remember, she did this around the time that holidays were coming up. So there was a lot that they had to do and uncover to get the truth behind it. But they already knew. They knew that she was in trouble. I guess they just wanted her to spend a couple more dollars.
Right. Yeah, and that's how people end up getting caught up, man. Like,
Yep.
if you know you in a lot, like, don't spend. You can't be spending money and you also like under public scrutiny. Like, just
Right.
relax.
Yep. I mean, it's like a bank robber robbing a bank in front of the cops. That's what I feel like
Yeah.
she did. If you're gonna scam, usually scammers they act like they don't have anything, right? They there's a
Mm-hmm.
period of time where they act like they're broke, and then slowly they'll start to spend the money. She was outside like instantly. She was doing a headstand at the strip club like almost 3 weeks after the fact. So for a
True.
traumatic head injury like that, I don't think 175 pounds is smart to put on your head. But you know, when you're scamming, I guess you
Yeah.
heal
Yeah.
faster.
Right. Right, man. Cause my thing is, isn't what happened to her, like, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that like like, doesn't that happen to her often? Like, it's an allergic reaction or something? Or am I tripping?
Well, a lot of people are saying that she did have an allergic reaction. They feel like when she had that mask on in the club, she was covering it up. And when he hit her, maybe that made it swell up because of the impact of the hit. But
Mm,
being in a Houston club with a mask on, and he said it was body to body in there, I just don't see a woman doing that unless they're covering something. So we really would never know what that was on the side of her face, but we
mm,
know that didn't happen from a bottle or a brick. So again, her saying that she was assaulted and then he tried to sexually assault her, her story continues to change even today. Today she's saying that he did all these other things that weren't on the CCTV. They're only going to go off of what was on the camera. And on the camera it showed that she assaulted him. So there was never an assault on a woman, it was on a black man, but they don't care about that narrative.
right. And then I watched his interview and I'm like, you said he was trying to get your number. I'm like, ma'am, that man is gay. Like respectfully. Like, I don't think he was asking for your number. Like, so that changes that whole story too. And
No,
and I,
Olin isn't gay.
huh? He's not?
No. When he did my
Oh,
podcast, I'm going to be posting the video. Remember, I had a celebration episode. I have to cut it and clip it because it was 3 hours, but he had a
mhm.
whole bunch of beautiful women in his house coming downstairs and asking him, "Are you almost done?" He pulls a lot of bad women.
Oh,
When he met Rhoda in the club, she tried to come to his VIP, but told him he had to make the other women leave. And he said, "No, you got to go." That's where that first interaction came from. She thought she looked
mm,
better than every girl in his VIP. But yeah, Olin, he was married at one point in his life. He served our country. He's,
mm.
yeah, he's not gay.
Oh, I that was just
A lot
something.
of people said he was gay, Nigerian, and selling socks on the corner. He's an African American man from Houston. His family is from Houston. He has no like African, Nigerian, he's full American. But people kept, and a lot of people thought he was gay too because of the way he talks. But I promise you, he get hoes. I seen him and I couldn't believe it. I said, bro, I told him to be careful. I told him to be careful. I said, look what happened the first time you tried this. So yeah, but when he was on video, they all saw the women in
Mhm.
his house and they were like, "Who's that?" So yeah, he a little player.
Okay, okay. Hey, that's crazy. He big pimping. I'm trying to
Yep,
get like him when I grow up.
yep. Look, shoot. He gonna really be a star when she's locked up. When she's actually arrested, I think that's gonna help him. The Shade Room reached out to him too for an interview, so be on the lookout for that. They had to get that interview because they're the ones that made Rhoda famous, right? For posting.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like it's only right they let Olin get the coverage of being innocent, and they need to give him
Mhm.
some money. They need to drop him off some money because the Shade Room gets paid way too much to be trying to think that they're gonna
Mhm.
get a free interview. So I told Olin to make sure he charged them. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Cause and it's an exclusive too. Like, you know what
Of
I'm saying?
course.
Like, yeah, yeah. They'll fork it out. They'll fork it
Yep.
out because they're gonna make
Yep.
way more than they pay them.
Oh yeah, you already know they are. I mean, if they're charging people $1,000 for a 24-hour ad, they got the money.
Yeah,
I
for
would never
sure.
let them tell me 1,000. No, you gonna give me more than that. I want 42,000.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
GoFundMe money.
yeah. Because they're gonna clip it up and run it however they want to. Like,
Correct. Correct.
yeah,
And that's gonna
they're
be their
gonna they're
thing.
gonna go.
Yeah. Yeah. But see, the Shade Room, I was the second person to interview him by phone. The first one he did was that Breakfast Club where they kind of put him on the spot, and they told him it was going to go one way, and then when he got on they tried to get him, so that's why he had to
Mm,
hang up abruptly because they didn't do what they said they were going to do. And then on November the
mhm,
4th I got the full exclusive of him saying he didn't do it. That's on my YouTube. So yeah, he gave me the second real interview, and then
mhm.
everybody has been. Then he just gave me another one um on Saturday, and now everybody wants him for an interview. So I'm glad that Olin is getting his flowers because he was threatened for months over Rhoda, for months, family in danger.
Yeah,
So that man deserves a lot right now. He really does.
yeah, yeah. And that's unfortunate for him to go through everything that he had to go through, and it wasn't even it wasn't even him. Like it didn't even go down like that. Like
No.
nobody wanted to just come out and say like, "Oh, this did not happen the way that it went." And it was an easy clear up.
Yeah, he wanted to tell people so bad that he didn't do it and in detail, but he couldn't. He could only tell you, no, I didn't do it. But he didn't say, well, this is how it happened. When they released that video that I'm seeing now of him telling the woman on the camera, well, yeah, she swung at me and I swung back with a bottle. That wasn't no confession video. I don't care if he said
Mhm.
he swung and hit a booger. It's what they saw on the video when they had the altercation. The prosecutor saw Rhoda swing at him and connect, and at a reflex, he hit her with a bottle. Now, a water bottle to me is not like a glass bottle, so I know it wouldn't leave that big hematoma. That would mean that that was
Yeah.
already there. So again, I don't think Olin has that. I mean, knowing that he did fight for our country, I still don't think he can cause that with the bottle, right?
Nah,
So
somebody would have to. They would have to be like basically doing some WWE type mess to hit you in the
correct.
face with a water bottle,
Yeah.
and not the bottle's gonna the water bottle's more liable to break than your face is.
Correct. I mean, you can hit me with a water bottle right now, and I'm sure he drank some of the water because it was hot that day. Remember, we're
Yeah.
talking about a hot night in September, so it was really
Mhm.
humid out there in Houston. So imagine being hit with a water bottle that's half full. There's no way it'll leave a hematoma. Now I can see
Yeah.
you having a big bottle of liquor and it's frozen, maybe, but she'll be
Yeah.
bleeding more than what was coming out of her ear. But I'm just saying, I think she might have. People think she probably tried to do a cosmetic procedure and it just didn't go well. You know,
Mhm.
we know she's gotten a BBL before, so it's not like it's not in her character to get surgery. So her saying I can't help my butt is big. You can. It wasn't big before. You got it done. So I'm not gonna say that did or didn't come from an allergic reaction, but according to
Mhm.
health professionals, they think that she did try to do a procedure and it didn't go well. So she wore the mask because it was bad. She didn't want nobody to see it. And then when he hit her on the opposite side, maybe that activated it and made it just swell up worse. So
Yeah.
again, um, it would be different if they said on the video that he hit her with a bottle and then got a brick and finished her off. No. So again, Olin is clear, and I don't see him being arrested at all. So
Yeah, yeah, nah, nah, and it'd be like arrest him for what exactly? Like he just all he did was defend himself. It wasn't he didn't like go after her maliciously or anything like that. All he did was just enough to get her to back away. That was it.
yeah, I mean you can tell he didn't even like that he hit her. Because let me tell you, I'm sure he is still trained to kill. When you're a veteran and you served, I'm positive you know how to kill people. right? So
Mm-hmm.
if he really wanted to harm her, I'm positive he could have did more than just that. And I'm not gonna lie, 75 pounds coming at you full force, that's a strong woman. Rhoda's not a little woman. She's a big girl,
Yeah.
not big like fat, but she, she's not gonna slap you and it be a light slap. It
Mm-hmm.
might hurt. So I can just imagine him getting hit so hard and his reaction is hitting back. A lot of men are not gonna sit there and take assault. He shouldn't be one to have to do it. Now, even though I know it might hurt a man afterwards, you rather, defend yourself or you possibly get hurt. That's all I'm saying. So Rhoda needs to learn to keep her hands to herself. He's not the first person that she attacked. She has a history.
Mm-hmm.
She was on probation for 2 felonies that got reduced to 2 misdemeanors for domestic assault. And that happened
Mm-hmm.
September 26th, 3 weeks after the brick incident. So again, Rhoda wasn't learning. She was on probation until August of this month and violated probation too. So when you have a history of drinking and assaulting people,
Mm-hmm.
it's your character. They were talking about Olin having a speeding ticket or possible speeding ticket, opposed to her having 10 records. It won't work. All Rhoda's records, she got a break. Misdemeanor, misdemeanor. I was so tired of seeing that. How many men you think can hit someone,
Mm-hmm.
lie to an officer, get arrested for prostitution? It kept going, and everything she got was a misdemeanor. So I honestly think this felony is her call to glory because she's had 9 occasions where they gave her a misdemeanor. She wasn't learning.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this felony is really going to change Rhoda's life, and not in a good way, because she's going to do some time. It is they are certain that she's going to do some time because she has priors, and this one was the biggest one. In 2020, that was only 5 grand. We're talking about her
Mm-hmm.
almost getting all of the money. They caught it before she got the rest of it. So I can just imagine how much she got out of that 42K.
Okay, okay. And so just to back up a bit, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you, because a lot of people want to know, why do you do this? Why do you do this?
Why not? I feel like if we
Mm-hmm.
don't catch this behavior in our community, we're never going to grow. I mean, of
Mm.
course, Black women don't like what I do, especially when it's involving another Black woman, because I'm breaking the code, right? I'm a snitch. I got called a
Mm-hmm.
snitch. I've been harassed. I've been threatened too. I've had to put out 3 no stalking, no contact orders in the past week to protect my family. So I've never had this much hate. I've been hated on before, trust me. But
Mm-hmm.
when Rhoda's sending people, and then you got people like Van Lathan who thought I was a white woman. So you had Black women harassing me in my inbox. He thought I was white. And most people that worked for TMZ, the first thing they remember is the proper journalism technique. You research and make sure you have the facts before you present them. He
Yeah.
literally said I was a white woman to 500,000 subs. And then I was wondering why I had so many bitch and bees and all this in my inbox from
Yeah.
username unknown. And I had to reach out to him and say, I'm a Black woman. How do you fuck that up? So they thought it was a white woman because they couldn't believe that a Black woman did this. And ever since this broke, you have
Mm-hmm.
other Black women trying to take the credit for what I did. If you go to my Instagram, on the day
Mm-hmm.
Rhoda said she was assaulted, that was the day I was on the phone with the police giving them that GoFundMe. That's how quick it
Yeah.
was. I was one of the first pages to break the second GoFundMe, and everybody passed it around as their evidence. I was the calls. I made so many calls to Houston that they told me to stop calling. And there
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
time where I was like, should I stop calling? Well, it's not against the law. I'm trying to give y'all evidence.
Right.
I mean, if Rhoda robbed a bank, they would accept every call. See, the thing about it
Mm-hmm.
is you got to rob a bank or mess up a government entity for them to really react. She stole from GoFundMe. So to them, it wasn't that big of a deal until I started calling and calling and calling. It was so
Yeah.
bad, detectives, they started to ghost me. They stopped returning my calls. So when that happened, I went over their heads and I started working with the sergeant. So when people ask me why I do it, it's because it's the right thing to do. If I did not stop Rhoda in this scam, what if her next scam was her last scam? Because that's
Mm.
what's going to happen. You're going to keep effing around until you find out. And I honestly think that Rhoda could have done many things to make that money besides lying. When
Yeah.
it comes to acting, we know she can act because she just fooled all those women into thinking she was assaulted. Tyler Perry would have hired her, but she didn't have to make it up. See, now if she would have said she got assaulted by a black woman, they wouldn't have been that mad, right? They wouldn't
Mm,
have been mad. But when you say black man, it triggers these emotional hyenas. And then they start to Rhoda divided black men and black women. It was all on TikTok. Not only did she divide them, but when I was on this case, they dragged me and my husband into it. They said I was bitter, I was old. They will sit there and trash me and my character and talk about my mother who isn't alive, all because I'm doing
mm-hmm,
the right thing. Wouldn't you want me to hold the bad apples accountable? No, because she's a woman and she's a mother. Well, she was a mother before she started scamming. See, these
mm-hmm.
women weren't mad. These A lot of these black women, right? They're
Right.
they're not mad at Rhoda. They're more mad at me. Let that sink in. They're more
Mm,
mad at me. The reason why they're mad is because I exposed a black woman. If Rhoda was a black man scamming, I would be their god. They would send me every cash app in history. I would get the most cash apps. When it's a black man going down, they love me. But because it's a black woman who identifies as a black woman, because she don't fuck with us. And when she was in Minnesota,
mm.
she wasn't African American. She was
Yeah.
Somalian. You come
Yeah,
here and
that's
now all
true.
of a sudden you a nigga.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that. You can't do that. Rhoda don't fuck with us. So what I'm saying
Mm,
is a lot of these women are more mad at me. And that really bothers me how they're mad at me for something that she did because I messed up the plan. Well, white people, they've been scamming us. I don't care about white people. I'm talking about this black woman blaming these black men to get the money. Now, if Rhoda
mm-hmm.
blamed a car full of werewolves, a bunch of black women, do you think they would still be mad?
Nah, it wouldn't even have went down like that, to be honest.
Talk
It
to
wouldn't
me.
even it wouldn't even went down like that. Cause it was just like, oh, y'all just had a dispute. Okay,
Yeah,
I hope y'all make up one day.
right.
That's what they're gonna say, and that's gonna be
That's
it.
what they would say. If a black man said that he was groped and the woman said, "Give me the dick," and he said, "No," and she took her quick nails and slapped him and scratched his face up, those women
Mm-hmm.
would say, "I don't believe that story. You tried to grab her and she fought you off." Do you see what I'm
Mm,
saying? That's what those
yeah.
women would do. They would dismantle his story and say you're lying. But Rhoda can tell you guys that she got hit with a brick because she didn't give him her number, and then he tried to kidnap her. Then he stayed in the club and did the cabbage patch. Her story just changed up too many times. Now, I'm not saying Rhoda is an ugly person because I don't judge people like that. She's not an ugly person. She just has an ugly heart. And that voice makes it worse. When Rhoda was voting for Bernie Sanders, her voice was very eloquent. It wasn't like this now. Now she sounds like a 60-year-old who can't kick cigarettes. All I'm
Mm.
saying is she caused this to happen. And when her son grows up, he's going to be very disappointed in his mother because she went out like this. No one's going to forget what Rhoda did because of how she did it. For 4 months, black men were called, you know, pieces of crap. They're not protectors. And even now, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of black men haven't even given me my sorry. The Conscious Lee is the biggest simp I've ever met. All
Bro,
I
I
asked him for was an apology. He was worse than the women. He told me I was a fraud. He told me that I'm a fake CelebriD. He told me I'm making up stories about Rhoda, and when the truth comes out, I'll be going to jail. That's what the
mm-hmm.
conscious said. So when I broke that story that night, being the only one who did it, when I broke it and I tagged him, he blocked me instantly. So
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't think the conscious Lee would act like a woman like that, but he did.
Oh yeah, he's still responding as somebody who just doesn't want to say, "Hey, I messed up." Like it'd be so easy to just like, and I don't understand this as a man to go, bro. To first of all go, "Hey, I apologize to you. I was misled on the facts. I want to apologize to my audience for misleading you as well. You know what I'm saying? In the future, I will do better to investigate. Blah 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 blah." And
Right?
that's it. That's
Sounds
all
good.
you had to say.
No, he said the report said she was assaulted. So I said the consciously is wearing glasses. He says that he has a degree and he's still dumb and blind. That makes no
Mm-hmm.
sense. I even told him you would get more followers for holding yourself accountable. Ain't that crazy? If he would have
Yeah.
said, Daphne, I'm sorry for insulting you when you were hot on her trail and everything you posted came to fruition. My bad for assuming that you were lying. I was wrong. That man will probably go up thousands of subs because now they
Yeah.
see that when he messes up, he holds himself accountable. So when women
Yep.
say I don't hold black men accountable, I came at the consciously. I sure did. And he blocked me everywhere. He ran from me. Then he goes and does a video mentioning me again. You can't mention me when you block me, like Rhoda. You block me and then you talk stuff about me. That is the coward move. That's crazy. And
'Cause
Rhoda keeps
I
thinking that I'm harassing her. She don't know the definition of that.
Yo, so that's so crazy to me because that's why I had to send the image to you because I'm like, because I just seen on my timeline earlier that he had blocked you, and I was like, that's crazy. Then I watched the video and I'm like, why he talking about her still? I said this don't even make sense.
Yeah. Don't have my husband come out the woodworks. And then when my husband comes out and he defends me, now we're both bullies. I don't what do you
Hmm.
think a woman, if a man is mad at me like that and they want to trash my character and get me out of character, I have a husband for that. I'm not gonna sit there
Hmm.
and say, "You mother effer, I beat you." That's not my job. My job is to shut up, sit down, and let my husband stand up and handle the business. So if the conscious league wants to continue to berate me and trash me, he's gonna hear from my husband. Because as a husband, he has to defend me. Just like the conscious league is married, right? So
Hmm.
all I'm saying is it just told me a lot about these content creators. They were screaming at me, they were yelling at me, telling me, stop posting those fake calls. They're not going to go nowhere. Remember, on October 31st on Halloween, the sergeant told me it was a bottle. But all y'all
Hmm.
said that I made that up. That call was fake. AI technology. What did the prosecutor say that she was hit with off the camera? A bottle. So again, I don't post fake stuff, but people keep saying I do because I cover names, I cover numbers. But then when the facts come out, oh, this time she was telling the truth. I've been doing this for too many years. I'm going to get all the hate. Her stuff is fake and this is fake, but I have not changed. If it's fake, I'll change it. If it isn't fake, you stay the same. I haven't changed.
Yeah, and my whole thing was from the beginning, right? When I read it, because I seen it on your page and I seen, you know what I'm saying, obviously a couple other pages because they were reposting what you had. Um, when I seen it, I immediately go, okay, hit in the face with a brick. And I'm like, okay, I fell on the ground, hit my knee on the ground. My knee was bleeding. If I got smacked in the face with the equivalent of concrete, I'm probably gonna be bleeding. Like, and that was the only thing I couldn't wrap my head around. So I just never believed it from the jump. And
Yeah.
people told me I was messed up for even questioning her injury. I'm like,
Mm,
bro, that just makes
mm.
sense. That
And
makes sense. If you get hit with a rock, there's no way statistically that unless it's the smoothest rock brick in the world, which
a
they don't make
marble.
brick
She got
smooth.
hit with a marble, a boulder.
Even then, it has to be polished to such a degree.
Right.
Like nobody's hitting you with expensive marble.
I,
Nobody's doing that. It's
I
too
looked
expensive.
online. I looked online to see what an injury would look like being hit with a brick, and it was nowhere near Rhoda's level. It was some of the most nasty. Don't look at that when you're hungry or you're about to eat. You lose your
Yeah.
appetite because the ridges. A brick is it has ridges. It has little rocks, little scrapes, sharp little edges. There's
Hmm.
no way a man like Olin can hit somebody with, because remember our face is small, it's soft for a woman. So if he really
Hmm.
did hit her, she should have been bleeding profusely. She wouldn't have had time to record and it look all nice and plump. So I honestly
Hmm.
think that something did occur when she went to that club, and that's why she had the mask on and used that. She messed up, got a procedure, didn't work out, so she planned it, but she didn't plan it long enough. This whole plan of her lying on black men, for her to have a PhD and not really sit this out and really look at how she wants to do it, it's like she planned it right when it happened. You know what? I don't like Olin. He rejected me. He said I had to leave at a VIP. So let me go ahead and try to put something together. That's what I'm thinking that happened. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, Rhoda was 100% wrong. And it was great. I mean, the Houston police didn't call me and say, remember when we told you stop calling? Thank you for calling. They're not going to give me my flowers for helping them with this case because I'm not
Hmm.
an officer. The last thing they
Right.
want to do is give a civilian their props. But
Right.
that prosecutor gave me my props. He said that Daphne Sutton called the detectives with an S. I spoke to several. I called them so much when I would call and say, hi, my name is, they'll say Daphne. I was like, wow. Then I knew I was, but I'm glad I did it because I think if I did not call them like I did, I don't think they would have wrapped it up in 4 months. This case would still be going on. I mean, I sent them so many emails. When I go to my sent folder, I think I count like maybe 63 total, because some of the files I
Ooh.
sent them were too big and I had to send them on Google. It was a mess. But over 60 something emails is what I sent from September the 4th all the way to the beginning of November. So I did that because I wanted to make sure they had ample. That's why the guy said we have
Mm-hmm.
extreme and ample evidence. I was on a roll. So all I'm saying is Rhoda did wrong and she's finally facing
Mm-hmm.
the truth. You can't keep scamming all your life. You're gonna eventually get caught.
Yeah, and I'm just curious, how is she allowed to be on the be have a warrant out and just be just in denial, like and just be in the house making videos?
Because of the type of fraud. Let me tell you something about Texas. We know that
Mm-hmm.
Texas is rough. They do not play games and they don't like to be played with.
Right.
Every day that Rhoda is out playing games and replying to the
Mm-hmm.
state room, it's going to make it easier for the judge to say no bail, because they're going to say you were wanted since the 10th. You've had 2 weeks outside of that date to turn yourself in and you've been out here having fun. There was your time of freedom. Now you're going to have to stay here until your court date. I think they're going to
Mm-hmm.
throw the book at her because of how she's playing games. It isn't like Rhoda is offline hiding. She's posting and still posting me. She just posted an email from November the 14th where she's saying that I need to be prosecuted. She's going to press charges on me because I'm evil and I've been stalking her and harassing her. I'm making money off of her face by putting on my shirts. I would never disrespect my mental health line like that.
Mm-hmm.
She said that I'm making money off of her. Real true creators out there know I don't charge people and I don't make any money. If you want to send
Mm-hmm.
me a cash app here or there, I'm okay with that. But I never ask anybody for money. And I've never made a shirt telling people to buy my brick shirt. I said if she's found guilty, since I know she's gonna be found guilty, I'm gonna make a shirt. But it's gonna be my type of shirt. Her face ain't gonna be on it. So I'm just saying, I have not profited off of Rhoda's pain, like she's saying I did. Show me the receipts. Because I'm demonetized on YouTube, and that's where I'm always on YouTube. So how am I making money off of her pain?
Mm.
I just became monetized on Twitter in December. So I'm just saying I'm learning these things, but I don't ask for them. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I like to put that out there that I haven't made a penny. Me calling them and doing the police reports, all that was my time and effort because I wanted her to stop lying on black men. I love our black men. And to see them look like thugs, and then in Houston, they were looking for a man with a brick. Then when she put
Yeah.
the man's veteran photo out there, who does that?
Ooh.
Who does that? Olin
That's
suffered a lot. And I did reach out to check his temperature because I wanted to make sure that man was mentally okay. I cared. I cared. I treated him like he was innocent until proven guilty. That's what it should
mm-hmm.
be all the way around. But I will never believe a woman's story because she's crying. I believe the facts. Any woman can get on camera and say somebody assaulted them. Does the story sound bad? Yes. Just like what Caroline Bryan said, it sounded bad. And they believed her and they killed a kid and she
Mm-hmm.
lied. So I've lived off of that motto that when a woman tells a story about assault, I like to wait for the facts. So I'm not judging someone or saying that they're guilty before they're given a chance. I wouldn't want no one treating me that way. If someone said that I assaulted them, I wouldn't want no one to believe that. I would want them to believe the facts, the due process. So we as people have to remember that believe all women stuff has to be flushed. Flush that down the toilet and don't let it come up,
Mm-hmm.
because we shouldn't be believing all women. We should believe in the facts, period, no matter the sex. The facts is what matters. Because if we keep on this believe all women train, there going to be a lot of dead people out here because we're believing women.
Yeah.
So y'all believed Rhoda. I didn't believe her at all. When I called the police that same night, they said they didn't get a call yet on Rhoda's brick
Mm-hmm.
incident. So it wasn't adding up to me. So for her to say that I'm harassing her, I never called her, never emailed her, never put her address out there. I've never messed with her, but she has done videos saying she's going to bury me. So Rhoda, if you're listening and you're wanting to sue me, you don't have a case, baby. You can't do a video telling people to harass me. I know where you
Mm-hmm.
work. I know where you live. I didn't take any of her threats seriously because I know she's not going to do nothing. But imagine if I called Texas and said, based off of her saying she wants to bury me, I want to file charges. She'll be looking at 2 felonies. She literally said on video she was going to bury me while she was at the cemetery. How much of a threat do I need?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, I gave Rhoda a pass And yet she's
Right.
still calling me a monster. I I still have the statute of limitations. I can call Texas tomorrow and say, look, I thought about it. She's on the run and I'm scared. She might come here to Illinois. I want to press charges on her when she said she got my address, she knows my family's name, and then she said she's going to bury me. Now tell me what she can press charges on me for.
Mm,
Reposting her Instagram videos, telling the police that here's her other GoFundMe, that's not a crime. If I was
yep.
doing anything illegal, the sergeant would have called me and told me to stop. I never
That's a
got a
fact.
call from the police telling me to stop. You don't think they knew who I was? So when
Yeah.
people say that they put in all the work, don't listen to those people. There are people right now saying that I took from them. How did I take from you when I've been doing this? I don't need your help. But when I started breaking the case, a lot of women
Mm-hmm.
tried to be on my team for malicious reasons. And they
Yeah.
would have been able to figure out how I do everything, and I would have had duplicates out there. So Rhoda also allowed me to see who's really for me and who's against me. And like I
That's a
said,
fact.
I've never had to put no contact orders and stalking orders out on people, but I did. And two are black women and one is a black man. Never thought I'd have to do that in my life, but I did. I had to do it to protect my family because I know if I respond to them, they're going to see it as a
Mm-hmm.
threat. So again, me holding people accountable is something that I've been doing before Rhoda. People just
Yeah.
think that Rhoda made me. Rhoda did not make me. The biggest person I held over Rhoda was Egypt Sherrod. She is a celebrity. She's a millionaire and has a show
Mm.
on HGTV called Married to Real Estate. She lied about a gas pump in the napkin. The girl was going to be trafficked. I held her accountable. She literally told me she was going to sue me on video. Queen of
Mm.
accountability, I'm going to sue you. And I promise you, she had the money to do it. She's a
Mm-hmm.
millionaire. Are we saying that Egypt is lower than Rhoda? No. This woman had the money to sue me. And when I stood 10 toes on the truth and told her I spoke to the sheriff in Georgia and he said that you never called, this guy named Ed from CNN joined in and helped me to find the truth. When I called the police and got the evidence that she never did it, I sent it to him. He fact checked her and said it was a fake story. So when she said she was going to
Mm-hmm.
sue us, we both told her to sue us. We're waiting.
Right.
Instead, instead, in January of 2023, the same year of the Rhoda incident, Egypt reached out to me and told me happy holidays. And she said she wanted to say sorry for being wrong. That woman apologized to me because she told me she was going to sue me and all her followers started to attack me. But when the truth came out that residents in that area put the paper under the pump to avoid germs, she felt dumb. How do you not know that and you live in Georgia?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that I told her when you told everybody in December that someone was about to get taken, everybody went and subscribed to your show coming up in January. So I think you did it to promote your show. I said the first season, your ratings, they dipped. So you needed
Mm.
something to bring it back. And I think that hit a nerve with her. I knew what I was talking about. But when the
Mm-hmm.
truth came out, she didn't make it loud. She apologized to me in my private inbox. And I accepted it. But if I wanted the clout, I would have reposted it and said, look, y'all, queen of accountability. You know, I could have rode the wave, but I let it go. So I just want you to know that Rhoda didn't make me. If you go to my Instagram, my Twitter, I've been holding people accountable for years. I just never had one of the scammers make the shade room because you would think the shade room would verify, but that's not their
Right.
job. They can't verify because then they'll lose ratings because they're not posting the truth. So what I'm saying is they don't want to do what people do to make sure the story sticks. They'd rather post a lie and then later post the truth, but they'll leave the lie up there. I mean that post garnered 1 million and something likes. How many times do they get that at a 30 million followers? So I'm just saying, Rhoda really did help their page, but now they're not going to take that post away. The post saying that she was guilty didn't even get the same like when she was innocent in their eyes. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the post, they were saying Daphne's big ass mouth. The queen of accountability is a weak at. These women were going in on me. They're so mad at me and at the fact that this woman put someone's life in danger. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy.
He has a child. Does his child not matter? His daughter doesn't deserve to have a father. So I'm just saying, we
Right.
we as black women have to do better, and it's not easy because all the years I've been doing this, only black women threaten me. Only black women want to take me to court. I don't harass people. Once I say I figured you'd say that, I'm usually blocked. And people don't believe that it's that easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to block somebody on Facebook. It's so quick and easy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how a lot of these women, what they usually do is they will remove their comment, report my comment, and then block me.
Mm-hmm.
That way I can't get them back. So I'm learning that. So, when people say that I don't be in these groups, I'm in these groups. There's so many of them. I'm in them. So when you're in groups that have like a million people in there or half a million, all these posts go everywhere. So you don't see every post because people are constantly posting. So I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying, I quickly take a screenshot of it because I know it's gonna either disappear, I'm gonna get kicked out, or they're gonna block me. So I always take it as soon as I hit somebody with facts because I know that I'm gonna get kicked out. So when people say my group posts are not real, last year I was on 3 Facebook group bans. Have you heard of that on Facebook?
That's crazy.
They said that I was doing too much in these groups. And not in so many words, they use the professional terms, but it said I was abusing the group's feature. How? I'm not the admin. I'm just in there holding people accountable. So clearly, when they block me and boot me, they leave it there, the post there, so they can report the post. You see how they do me?
Mm-hmm.
But I won't see it because they blocked me and kicked me out. That's the easiest way to get somebody. So again, when I'm on these bans, they still say it's fake. So I can never please these hyenas. All I can do is continue to post the truth. And I stood 10 toes down that Rhoda was lying. I said the truth will come out. I've called people. I called Godfrey, the comedian. I
Mm-hmm.
told him the charges are coming. And every time I said that, people thought I was lying. Look what happened. So if
Yep.
anybody ever says that I'm lying, everything I posted was the truth. But, women are still going to discredit me. It's okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, what's wild is like so on this is crazy. So we're live right now on YouTube and Twitch. Like I don't know who did this on Twitch, but somebody like flooded it with just straight like racist spam basically. Like and I don't
Dang,
know if they don't want to they don't want to hear what you say. I don't know if they don't like me. I'm like this is nuts. This is nuts. Like
I
the
see it.
number that's crazy. That's crazy, man.
You
That's
can't
crazy.
block.
Huh?
Can you block?
Can I block them? Like
Yeah.
I not from this end of the studio. Like I have to go into my Twitch account and do that. But
Oh, no.
right now they got me sitting at like I'm getting 307. I have 307 active viewers. So I'm just like, oh, okay, like that's weird and bizarre. But I mean, it is what it is.
That's
Like
crazy.
yeah, yeah, I can't do nothing about that, man.
Wow.
Wow.
I see it.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. But see, this proves the point. Like nobody wants to hear the truth. Like nobody wants to. Nobody wants to hear the truth. Like they'll just completely lose character and lose their mind. You know.
Yeah, from fake accounts. I'm seeing it. It's spam.
Mhm. Oh
It's
yeah,
spam.
it's all
I'm
spam.
saying the same thing, so it's clear.
Clear day. It's clear as day, man. But I do want to say, you know what I'm saying, because I had some other people because all the spam flooded in, so I can't like highlight their comment. But CM definitely wanted to thank you, you know what I'm saying, for the job that you did and for what you was doing as far as like putting you know what I'm saying, putting this all out there. Cause I know for a fact you were the first person I seen with this stuff. And then so I just stayed with you the whole time because I'm like, you got it. Like you got it.
Thank you. Oh my
Like
god,
you,
crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Over here yapping. It's okay. One thing I learned is that, you know, when they post from fake accounts, it just tells you that they're bitch made. Because
Mhm.
call me a name and say I'm this and that. Say it with your chest. Say it from your real account. If you gotta say it behind a little computer screen, then you're probably just a loser, and I won't give them no time. But if
Oh
I
yeah.
if they said this on my Instagram or something like that, I would have pulled the IP and exposed them. It's cool. They're not worth my.
Yeah.
They're not worth my time.
No, no, no. They're not worth my time either, man. To be honest, like I was just fascinated that they sit there. They got 307 fake accounts to do this.
That's what they do. Yep.
That's
Losers, and some of them are actually kids. That's the sad part.
yeah,
Yep. They don't even know how to form a sentence. So it's cool.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I appreciate you said CM. No problem.
yep,
I,
yep. See him. Yep. See him. Definitely want to appreciate you. Divestors.
many of them are black women. Yeah. Yep, ain't no telling who's behind these
Yeah.
accounts. Like I said, when they can't be their authentic self, they're telling you
Hmm.
they're scared. Most scared people, they troll from fake pages, and because they're scared, they're little scared little bitches. So I'm not gonna sit here and entertain them because
Hmm.
they're not worth our time. They're just over here flooding your comments because they're clowns. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder where this stream got shared to. Like that's what I really want to know. Cause I'm like, this is unusual. I'm normally I just go online, like maybe there'll be like 2, 3 people in there on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? I don't even have an audience like that over there. So I
Mm.
was just like, anyway, it don't even matter. Like, but to get back on point though, to get back on point, so I wanted to say with the conscious Lee thing that now the only Lee we trust is Keith. Like if it's not Keith Lee, we not entertaining nothing else. Because I'm so disappointed in him, like as a black man, because as a creator myself, right? If I
Mhm.
get it wrong, I always follow up and say, "Yo, I messed up." Like I'll either I do a video or I do a community post. I do something to let y'all
Mm.
know, like, hey, I missed today. You know what I'm saying? If I missed, I missed. You know what I'm saying? Like I can be corrected.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's accountability all the way around. Anytime you make a mistake and you need to tell people that, hey, my fault, like in journalism, when they make
Hmm.
a story and someone tells them, yeah, I got assaulted by a cat, and then they find out that they hit themselves, they go back and they have to retract and they have to put the truth, right? And then they have to apologize to people because I only took that person's word for it. But at the end of the day, they said the consciously he still does that because if he doesn't, if he goes against Rhoda, he's gonna lose his female base. He has 90% female base. So if he goes against Rhoda, they're gonna be mad. So he would rather just say, I still believe her. Even when she gets a mugshot, he's gonna say that's Photoshop. I still believe her. Because at any time, if he does not believe her and holds her accountable, he's gonna lose a lot of women. And he just can't do that. So I mean, if he wants to keep selling out like that, let him. But people now see him for what he is. There's a lot of people that don't like him, even celebrities that don't like the way
Yeah,
he moves. So again, they hide behind
yeah,
being conscious when really they're they're crazy. So again, him
yeah,
attacking me and then blocking me was weird, but okay.
yeah,
609 comments. This is wild.
yeah, yeah. This is yeah.
I ain't never seen nothing like this.
Never in my life. Never in my life. This is beyond bizarre.
How do you stop this from happening? Do you have to get out of your
So
Twitter?
I'll have to log into Twitch to actually make it not happen.
Yeah.
Like I'll have to log into Twitch on my computer like once this is over with, and then
Wow.
I'll go in there and straighten this out.
They are going
Um
crazy.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
but it's clearly whoever's there is listening because they're like please don't pull my IP so they're listening.
No,
Like
I didn't say
but
I
it's
that. I said if they were to, say crazy stuff into my Instagram, yeah. I don't have Twitch and I'm not really familiar with it like that. So again,
right.
I'm just saying I have a really good team. So the only way I would pull someone's IP is if they threaten my life from a private account and their name is username. Like that's what I do. When you threaten me, I have every right to make sure I'm safe. But if you're telling me to suck your D and all that dumb stuff, I'll just block you. It ain't worth it. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm gonna go in there for sure and block them and lock them up out of there because they shouldn't be here. Like for sure. They should not. They
it is
should not.
crazy. They saying
Yeah.
some stuff. You might got some people from Pornhub in here. The stuff they saying, they crazy.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I ain't never
Oh, are they gonna see this on the live show?
no, no, no. No, it doesn't show up on the show.
Man,
So it's cool.
y'all saying some dumb stuff. Y'all need to really get a life, for real.
Yeah, because my YouTube it doesn't show the comments, and then on Twitch it only shows the comments if you
You know what? Let
yeah.
me. I'm actually while you're speaking, I'm recording some of these usernames. I'm gonna mess with some of these usernames because I don't. Some of y'all saying some really crazy stuff. We're gonna see who behind these usernames. I'm taking some pictures too. Okay, keep talking because a lot of
Oh
these
yeah,
people.
no, 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 for sure, man.
And this is
I
right.
I guess I
I'm
guess
gonna.
some of the I guess some of the thing is so it's not necessarily like because I think that'd be wow, they all left at once. That's crazy.
What the hell? They did.
The
Dang.
moment you said you were taking pictures, they
Bro,
all left at
I
once.
already took no, I already took about I was screenshotting that as it was going, and I'm sending this to some people who work with Twitch, and then we're gonna see who's behind these accounts. Because some of this stuff was very disrespectful. I don't play that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let me bust a nut in y'all. Okay. No worries, you guys. Thank you. They left quick, but I already got like maybe let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, I got about 18 screenshots. So
Hey, he came back from a
I
he
have the
came
time.
back from
I have the
another
time
account.
tomorrow to look through this, and then we'll do a video of who was behind these accounts. That way we can all laugh together.
Look at this dude. He said
So
his proxies on a RDB. This dude is sick.
it's okay. I got it.
Wow.
Let them keep talking. This is helping us out. Let them keep talking. What were you saying now?
So what was I saying was it's not necessarily what's next for you, but what are you gonna do? What are you do I guess what are you gonna do going forward?
Um, so after I think when she gets arrested and they book her, it's going to come to life for a lot of these women who still believe that she's innocent. I think a lot of women believe that she's innocent because she's still posting on Instagram, right? They're like, why haven't they locked her up yet? Because Rhoda didn't steal from a bank. She didn't steal from a postal worker. She stole from GoFundMe. And let's be real,
Mhm.
Houston don't see it as a like big thing. But if she
Yeah.
stole 5,000 from the bank, they would have had her right now. Let's keep it
Oh
real.
yeah.
They
Of
would have
course.
had her. You have to do something like to a government entity for them to really react. Until then, they're just gonna wait for Rhoda to come to the light, like a moth to a flame. They're just gonna sit
Mhm.
there and be the flame and let Rhoda come to them. Rhoda's gonna have to come out the house sometime. She does have a child. But all I can say is whoever is holding her, they may do some jail time too. So I hope it's worth it.
Mhm.
Giving up the booty. Because when you're harboring a fugitive, Texas
Yeah.
don't play. There's some states that will lock. They don't care how old you are. They will lock you up because you're holding on to her and you know that she's wanted. So I would encourage anyone to think about their life before you let this person stay with you. She did wrong. You got to let her face the light. Rhoda could have pulled out of this a long time ago and said, you know what? I took 5 grand. Let me stop here. But she kept taking money out. So at the end of the day, she put herself here. We didn't put her here. She put herself there. So
Mhm.
I don't feel at first I was like, you know what? Maybe she does have mental issues, but then I'm like, I think she planned going to the hospital for panic attacks to create a trail. That way she could say
Mhm.
hospital on Tuesday. That's not going to work. Pleading insanity is not going to work when you're telling people you got a PhD and you're smarter than them, right?
Yeah.
So again, if you're smarter than you would have knew not to do the fraud. So all I'm saying is she calls herself a PhD student, but when she told everybody to get my last name was on my Instagram. I'm verified. So when she said I got your name in 30 seconds, I said something is wrong with her because my name is right there. She shared the Instagram that had my name, but told them to get my name. You got to pray for
Right.
people. She's not all there. She's there, but not all there. So
Facts.
I think when she's going through like peer pressure or she's pressured or she's feeling like the heat, she starts to babble and she doesn't really think about what she says. So I'm just saying, she told me she was going to sue me for threats, but she told me she was going to bury me. I think that's like a serious threat. I can get her just off of that, a felony charge. Now, if I call them and tell them I'm scared and she threatened me 3 times, now she's going to have more than one felony. They're going to be out there looking for her. So if she knew
Mhm.
that if I didn't care about her, if I didn't care a little bit about her, I would have already filed charges against her. The threats are on camera. So again, I'm just saying, Rhoda wasn't worth that. I know she's already going to go down with this felony case, so why add to it? She's going to be making license plates. That's what she's going to be doing. Hopefully, working on her
Mhm.
voice. So I'm just saying, man, I know that after this happens, most women are going to think twice before they do a GoFundMe. I keep telling these women, if you're gonna lie on GoFundMe and it comes across my desk, I'm going to investigate. If you don't want me to investigate, don't open up a GoFundMe. You can't tell me what I can and can't do.
Mhm.
I mean, these women make up these sob stories on TikTok. Yeah, I'm about to get evicted, and my boyfriend. It always ends in a man doing something. That's the trend. My boyfriend told me I wasn't good looking, so he punched me, and now I'm sitting here with a black eye. Ooh, let's donate to her GoFundMe. It's that
Mhm.
easy to scam as a woman. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to fix it. That's all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My whole thing does, and I think and I deem it to be pathetic is that she She what did she exactly do? She freaking she she posted, I guess, like her ass online or whatever. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like her in a swimsuit or whatever. And the guy, not her. I didn't her being. I'm not talking about her being pathetic, but the guy's going, well, maybe what she did wasn't so bad. I'm like, bro, y'all are sad. Y'all are sad. That's all it takes.
yep,
Like she just got to turn around social mass, and now you just.
that's what it takes. She knew what to do. Remember, her page used to be open, and then she made it private. Um,
Mm-hmm.
she had 27,000 followers the other day. Now she has 28, so she's still accepting people, which is crazy. Um, but yeah, I mean, eventually, I think she's gonna slip up, check the mail, do something, and then they're gonna get her.
Yeah,
That's
for
how I think
sure.
it's gonna be. And honestly, they keep telling her to turn herself in, and she hasn't. So we'll see where that goes. It looks like you're back to the craziness.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm definitely he's in there with two different accounts right now at the same time.
Yep, I noticed that too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The dude's weird,
Same
man.
verbiage. Look at the verbiage. The same stuff. Yep. I'm just
Oh
like,
yeah,
I got
yeah,
what.
yeah. Because he's yeah he asked for your IG earlier, and I'm just looking at him like, man, this dude is sick. He ain't got no life.
Nope. This is what they do. That's why I don't deal with Twitch. I don't deal with stuff like this. I don't have time for it. Like I said, these people they hide behind this, and then when the cops show up at their place, stay over there crying like a little baby. I didn't do nothing. I'm sorry. So like I said, they know what to say and what not to say. Like I said, at any time when you say a threat to someone, then yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, then they already know what's gonna happen. So they know what to say. Saying that I'm gonna blow and I'm gonna blow your back out, those things are not serious. So again, I'm not gonna sit there and entertain it.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. But I guess I do want to first of all I do want to thank you for coming on. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Because you ain't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't have to do that, but I appreciate it.
No
You know what I'm
problem.
saying? I appreciate it a lot.
I don't mind.
Um, and then I do want to say, you know what I'm saying? Not well, I guess one thing, like, I do want to thank you personally, you know what I'm saying, for doing what you did, because that, you know what I'm saying, like, that's good. That's good journalistic integrity also. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? If you're covering a story to ride it from start to finish, everybody, the thing is, what you did is technically no different than that white lady that was posting all the stuff from the Megan and Tory trial,
Right. Oh, she
and
was.
now she makes a living going to celebrity trials. Like I
Yeah.
said, that's crazy.
Megan, isn't her name Megan too?
Yeah, her name is Megan.
She was annoying. Every 5 seconds, Tory Lanez digged in his nose and flicked the butt. I'm like, lady, we ain't got to know every detail, but I didn't know she was allowed to do that. So for them to hire
Yeah.
her to tell us what's going on instead of letting us see it, everybody was invested. She got a lot of followers. The Shade Room was posting all her content. I didn't even know that was
Hmm.
allowed. But yeah, I remember she was Tory Lanez cried, I don't want to go to prison. I'm just like, she is just So yeah, I remember that.
Hmm.
That's crazy. I remember that.
Facts.
So yeah, yep. So all we can do is wait for her to turn her. I don't know what she's waiting on. They said she called the Black Panther and the party and told them to help me turn myself in. And then she told them I'm gonna be there and didn't show up. So I don't know what her plan is, but all I can say is the longer you're out there, you might not get bail at this point. And if they do give her bail, how's she gonna pay for it? The GoFundMe money is gone. So
Yeah.
her bill might be very high. I don't think her bill is going to be 5,000. I think her bill is going to be very high. So whoever loves her, they're probably going to pay for it. It is what it is. But I just hope that Rhoda knows now that you can't do this moving forward. And if they reduce her felony to a misdemeanor, I would be very shocked off that, because she's had many misdemeanors in her past, and we need to turn one of those into a felony so she can learn not to do it again. So again, being a student with a PhD and a felony, it don't mix. But if a man did this, it wouldn't be no question. He's getting a felony. They would already tell us what his charge is going to be before they grab him. And if this was a black man
Hmm.
out there right now commenting on the Shade Room, I didn't do it, the police are trying to unalive me, I'm positive they would have found him already. So
Oh
being a
yeah.
woman, they're sensitive. Oh, she has a son, and let's not overwhelm her. Let's let her come to us. But they wouldn't do that to a man. So we have to remember
Hmm.
that the energy is different because she's a woman. And If she doesn't turn herself in this week, they need to go out there and get her. Because at this point, she's playing games, right? It's been almost 2 weeks. So, Rhoda, you need to be a big girl and do what you know what you need to do. Turn yourself in, make it easier for
Mm-hmm.
yourself. You still get to face a judge and tell him why you don't think you deserve a felony. But at the end of the day, we can't talk about Olin no more. He's out of the picture.
Yep.
So he's out of the picture. He's over here going on his little interview tours. So now he's getting his name back because she took it from him. Once a man is accused of something, it doesn't go away. Those pictures of him are still out there on TikTok, everywhere. He's still going to
Yeah.
be known as the person that assaulted Rhoda, whether we like
Yeah.
it or not. So I'm just saying the consequences that a man has to live with after being accused and then proven not guilty, he's still not free. So, like I
Yep.
said, they need to compensate Olin so he could probably move out of Houston and start over because I just don't think he's ever going to be free out there. And that's it. And that's the best advice I can give him to start over if he wanted to. I wouldn't want my kid to be somewhere where I was the target because there's somebody that's going to blame him when she gets locked up and you don't want them to try to come back on you. So yeah, I just hope that he handles himself well after all this is over.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. So, again, thank you so much for coming on
You're
the
welcome.
podcast. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? I appreciate it.
No problem.
Um, and yeah, I'll be well, the interview's already live. This is episode 290 of the Homeroom with Smooth podcast. I
Congratulations.
want to thank. Oh, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I want to thank you so much for doing this interview. It actually like it's well timed actually that we even did it today when we did it. Um, and yeah, it just everything works out for a reason, man.
It does. Yeah. You did a good job. Great, great interviewing skills. And once they arrest her, we'll be having another conversation. Part
Yeah,
two of the celebration because I want the apologies and um I want black men to feel appreciated for the next 4 months because for the last 4 months y'all were judged and belittled. I mean,
yeah,
her singing, y'all didn't do nothing about it. She was so animated, so animated. If anything, maybe Tyler Perry might give her a deal after that because I'm telling you, her acting skills to if she was able to convince all those people to send her 40 stacks, that woman needs to be signed. Real talk. I can see the lie, but everybody else couldn't see it. They saw the bruise and they saw how innocent she looked and but that laugh should tell you right there that she's not all together. That witch laugh. That is crazy.
yeah,
So
and
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I'm really just sitting there, I'm really sitting here thinking about it. Like it doesn't add up on face value what happened because my thing is why are you calling us not from like if the first video would have been hey, I'm at the hospital from the hospital bed, I would have said, you know what, hey, this makes sense. You know what I'm saying? If that's what it was, if the first one was from the hospital bed, I would have let more slide. Although I still would have been questioning why are there not bandages on your face from getting hit with a brick, but it would have looked better. Like to optically be out there trying to blame black men for not protecting you. Like does it seem like an op and black and these types of black women are 0-3 right now. They're 0-3 because you had the I'm trying to think of
Carly
all the women it was. Like there's
Carly
three of them in the
Taylor,
last in the
Meg
same
Thee Stallion,
period.
they all and when we say Meg the Stallion, if she'll lie on national TV and tell Gail I wasn't fucking Tory, but then in the deposition she's saying they were fucking. We have to remember that Tory belonged to Kelsey at first. They were together, and then when she
Mhm.
got sick and went back home, Megan stepped in. But see, these women don't see the snake behavior because they love
Yeah.
Meg Thee Stallion so much. And to this day, I don't think Tory did it. He's protecting a black woman, but yet these black women are making fun of his hairline. So again, black men need to start stepping up and telling on these women because they're not going to give you any favors. They're not
Mhm.
you off the hook. I know Kelsey did it because when a woman finds out you effing her man, the jealousy is at an all-time high. When they came back to Kylie's house, it was to get him out of the hot tub. He was minding his business.
Mhm.
If they would have went home, he would have still been in the hot tub with Kylie, and this would have never happened. Meg
Yeah.
was that jealous of Kylie, even though he belonged to Kelsey. Make it make sense. So these women are missing the fact that she was fucking her best friend's man, her best friend who helped her with her degree. But these women don't see that. They only see he shot her in the foot. Nobody can confirm the language he used. Nobody can confirm anything Meg said. So again, to this day, I don't think Tory did it. I think he's protecting Kelsey because that's what men do. They protect the black women, right? So I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I still have my relevations for that. I honestly think that he should be out, but now he's in prison, and who's laughing at him? Black women. So again,
Yep.
that's why I want Rhoda to go down because black men have been suffering for years. Carly Russell got 2 misdemeanors.
Yeah, that's the name I was trying to think of. I'm like,
Charlie,
because
yeah. Ain't no way a
that was
black woman would
flagrant,
leave her wig in a car to go look for a baby. We would never
right?
do it. We'll leave, some gum, but we ain't gonna leave our wig. She left the
Right.
wig.
Why you got to take the wig off to grab the baby?
She
Like, what? How the wig in the way?
she wanted it to look like she was really a victim, but the fact that she had the whole police force out there looking for her and they spent 6 figures and she got 2 misdemeanors. If that had been Carl Russell, he would have got 2 felonies. He
Oh
wouldn't
yeah,
by the day. So why are we giving women favors? She had the whole state looking for her and a baby. The baby was the soft touch. So
yep,
again, Rhoda saw that and said, you know what? I'm going to change my lie and see if I can get away with this. Well, the difference is Carly got two misdemeanors for $100,000 that they used and wasted, and Rhoda's looking at a felony. You see the difference?
yeah.
So I'm just saying, Carly Russell should have got a felony too. She should have got a felony.
I, I really thought they were gonna charge her with the felony, but they really just went soft on it.
They did because she's a woman and she didn't mean to do it. And she's so soft and sweet. She used to be a nurse. That's what they look at. But if it's a man, he's a thug. He's a villain. He probably likes
Hmm.
Tupac and Biggie. It's just unfair how men are treated opposed to women for doing the same crimes. So again, Rhoda needs to go down. If Rhoda was Roy, if he was Roy Osman, he would already be locked up. They wouldn't let
Oh
him
yeah,
Instagram talking about I didn't do it and the police are trying to get me. It's a conspiracy. They want my money. It wasn't your money, honey. It was never your money. So again, Rhoda needs to own up to what she did and surrender. Carly Russell surrendered
yeah, and she did fairly fast. She gave that up quick.
because they told her if Rhoda had real people in her corner that loved her, they would have been told her to surrender. So it seems to me like
Hmm.
she doesn't have anybody real in her life right now. Because I would tell my friend, girl, do what you got to do. Because eventually you're gonna have to do it. So why are you wasting time? The
Well,
more
from
she's laughing at them.
from the police report, it seemed like she did have some real friends that tried to tell her good, and she just wouldn't do right. So they both left.
But
Because there was the friend from Minnesota that was like, "Nah, she's scamming. I can't deal with her."
yep, that was Jatwan Griffin. We knew about her. But at the end
Yeah.
of the day, what about her sister? Her sister came to her house shortly after it happened. Her sister knew she was lying, but she has family because her family was
Mm,
on my Facebook trying to threaten me. So what I'm saying is, why hasn't her
mm,
family called her and said, Ro, turn yourself in, honey bun, whatever it is, because she can't leave the state. She ain't going nowhere. So I'm just saying, the longer she stays out, the harder it's gonna be for her to get bail. So, Rhoda, if you're listening, just turn yourself in. You did wrong. And if you had somebody like me on you, why did you continue to lie? You could have backed out. She could have backed out and not received the money when it was frozen. And she would have broke
mm.
even. She would have been cool. They would have called her a liar and then it would have died down. But she rolled on the lie and then she took some of the money. And I didn't see her go to no visits, no x-rays, no follow-ups, no checkups. She was at the strip clubs, steakhouses, Jamaica, New
Jamaica.
York. Man, she had fun. And she told them on November that I've made her life so bad that she hasn't had any peace. She was in Jamaica this year. So how did I
Oh
make
yeah.
her life so bad? What about when she was in New York at the Bronx, hanging with all her old people smoking cigarettes? So you can't tell the
Hmm.
police that I'm making your life hard, but then you're out doing vacations. She was trying her best to make me the villain. I didn't commit fraud. So I'm just saying,
Hmm.
oh, to turn yourself in. It's the best thing you can do. You know, I mean, I know you got a PhD, but now you're gonna be in jail helping people with their GEDs. Get in there. Get on in there. She ain't gonna be able to record no more for a little while. It's gonna be different for her. But she's gotten away with this scamming stuff for over 10 years. It's time. It's time for
Yep.
her to step up. So, like I said, she sued so many places. This woman is a professional suer too, and it didn't go nowhere. So again, I just hope that this right here changes how women act from here on out. And I'm telling you, women, if you're gonna lie on men on TikTok, on GoFundMe, Facebook, if it gets to me, I'm going to investigate. It's not a crime for me to investigate. And if I see that you're lying, I will expose you one hyena at a time. If you don't want me in your business, don't make it public. That's the best advice I can give these women out here. I'm going to be on TikTok looking for scams. Anything I see that's wrong, I'm going to check it. Stop saying that your kid is sick and dying. If you need money, do it the right way. You don't have to bring your
Mm-hmm.
kids or black men into it. Do it the right way. Because there's people that need that GoFundMe that are dying as we speak. And they just
Yeah.
I mean, there was a guy named Terry who took a whole clip for a woman and only raised 15K in like 2 weeks. But Rhoda
Mm,
raised 25K in like 2 days. So
yeah.
where was the black man's GoFundMe money? And then when I posted it on my page, black women said, that's enough to bury him. It don't cost more than 15 to bury him.
Oh, that's
And
crazy.
he's leaving behind 2 kids. And he stepped in for a black woman who had a crazy ex that she knew was crazy. That
Yeah.
black woman should have went to jail too, because you knew his ass was crazy and you allowed him to come to Walmart to get you. You knew what it was gonna be. But this man
Mm-hmm.
Terry was about to go to the Air Force, and he left behind a woman, a mother with 2 kids. They had an infant baby, and y'all said that
Mm-hmm.
15,000 was enough. I couldn't
That's
believe they
sick.
said that. He's not dead, even though the link to his funeral was in the GoFundMe. His obituary was in the GoFundMe. It was clear cut. They even had the article where you could see the body cam of the officer arriving, seeing his body riddled with bullets and blood everywhere. How much did you need? So when I reshared it on my page, it went up 10,000. So I hope whoever Terry's, wife and, if his family hears it, I hope I was able to help you guys, because when I saw that GoFundMe, it did hurt. And Rhoda was even saying it was a scam. So, around the time she was scamming. So I'm just saying there are real GoFundMes out there where people really need that money. And Rhoda just took for those people. So I just want y'all to know
Man.
that I don't frown on people starting a GoFundMe. I frown on if you're lying to garner the money, because there are
Mm-hmm.
people that might have given you their last $5. They had to pick between you and eating because your story sounded, like it needed more help. So I'm just saying a lot of people gave Rhoda their last just to be scammed. They should be more mad than I am. So I'm just saying we can't keep protecting these black women who are not putting themselves in positions to be protected. That's how I can say it. So I hope that people got something out of what I do, and they know that I don't need the clout or the limelight. I've been doing it too long. All I want people to
Mm-hmm.
do is spread it and do what I do, so I don't have to work so hard. Because one day I'm not gonna be in groups holding people accountable. I'm gonna be doing something different to create stuff for my family. So again, this accountability stuff it gets overwhelming sometimes, and you want to just take a break. So I'm saying if everybody stepped up, I wouldn't have to work so hard. But until then, I'm still out there.
I feel you, man, and I do want to let you know, man. We appreciate you out here. You are appreciated. The work you do is being seen by so many, and hopefully people are a bit more. They look at things a bit more thoroughly before just
Right,
believing.
right. I agree. I agree. Thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you for being here. I'm gonna end the live now, but yeah, we out.